What's up, guys? My name is Matt. Welcome to the Refresh Cast. Today we're going to talk about energy work and Reiki. So I got my girl
Rebel.
All right. So we're kind of dig into Reiki and energy work. So first, I just want you to introduce yourself, kind of how you got into it, and then we'll kind of go from there.
I'm excited to be here, Matt. I'm a full-time Reiki master and a spiritual mentor. So I really help people tap into what drives their passion, what drives their heart to create the reality that they truly want to live and what that looks like for them. So I help them align their energy so there's no blockages, there's no fear, there's no worry, self-doubt, so they can truly live in their fullest expression and really tap into that authenticity of their soul. So the energy work really helps with that. It really helps clear all of the, like I said, blockages that hold people back. And through the spiritual mentorship, I have the blessing of guiding them in that direction as well. So.
Well, cool. I definitely need some of that work to let go of some of this fear and doubt that I got plaguing me at times.
Don't we all?
But so what exactly is Reiki?
Beautiful question. So Reiki is a Japanese technique, and the word Reiki actually stands for universal life force energy. So Reiki is used to cleanse out any of the energy that's holding back that natural flow of life. The body has this innate intelligence to be in this place of joy and bliss. But when we start to create thought forms that don't align with that bliss or align with that passion that we have for life, it starts to create those blockages. It starts to block off your life force energy, because your life force is here to help you express yourself in full expression. But when we limit that full expression, when we hide behind this mask or this shell of fear, then we create these energy blockages.
Cool. So what is it about the energy work or the Reiki work that actually releases these trapped emotions or open up this flow? How does that work?
I would incorporate that question into the chakra system. So if you know about the chakra system, which is these 7 major energy centers in the body that help us express not only our personality, but help us through our psyche as well. And they help us to really align with the reason that we're here on earth, our purpose. So through this energy alignment, the Reiki energy is going to flow in from the crown chakra into my hands and then be laid upon your body to align your chakra system. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So through the process of channeling that life force energy that is innate in me, I have the ability to intentionally direct that energy through my hands into your body that allows the energy of your body to shift out any of that density, because this life force energy is of the utmost high vibration that it's going to remove anything that doesn't align with that frequency.
Okay, so whether it's overly active or underactive, it can help to balance that out,
100%.
essentially. So it's like adaptogenic energy going into the individual.
It's powerful too.
Cool. So are you familiar with endocrine glands?
I am, yeah.
Okay. So, there's the 7 chakras, and then there's the 7 endocrine glands that go along with that. So can you kind of walk us through the 7 chakras and how that applies to the human and physical, spiritual experience for the individual?
Yeah, I would love to. So the root chakra is sitting at the base of your spine, and it actually radiates at this color red, the frequency of red, which aligns with feeling safe, secure, and when blocked or overactive, it's usually from a place of fear. I'll keep it very simple in simple words with the blockages. Yeah. But when we ground this chakra, we're grounding into our body in the physical plane. We're allowed to be here and be safe and express ourselves through this body. Then you move up into the next chakra, which is for the reproductive organs, and the root chakra is connected to the colon and the skeletal system. So if you're having a hard time letting shit go, you probably have a hard time with your colon and releasing the bowel movements as well. Good. And then so when you move up, you're moving up not only by the organs in your body, but you're moving up into that sacral chakra, that reproductive system. So when you experience blockages in like your sexual energy, or if you're having bladder pain or anything in that regard, or lower back pain, that's gonna cause blockages and pain in the body with this blocked sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is connected to your pleasure, your passion, and your creativity. So if you're holding yourself back from really experiencing that feeling of feeling good and like that pleasure to create and be here in this body, you're going to block all that energy flow, and it's going to affect your organs as well. And then when we move up into the sternum, this beautiful solar plexus chakra, which radiates at the color yellow, it's going to affect the stomach, because the stomach is right here above these reproductive systems. So in the pancreas as well, and all these organs in the mid back. So in the solar plexus is that energy of empowerment, the energy of authenticity, of your soul's expression through the body. So when you block that, like I said, it's going to, not like I said, but it's going to cause you to feel doubtful and a lot of worry and shame and guilt, which is also going to play in those lower two chakras. All of this lower vibrational energy of fear, doubt, and shame is going to block those organs, are going to, one, block your energy flow, and two, affect the organs of the body. And those lower three chakras are of the body. Like I said, like being stable in the body, feeling good in the body, and being expressive of your empowerment, of your authenticity. Then you move up to your heart center. And when we block this heart center, man, we have all sorts of heart issues, shoulder pain, all the knots in your shoulders. If you have really tense shoulders, you probably are blocking off your ability to love. You're probably holding back, or you don't feel good about yourself, like your self-love, which can also affect your circulation as well. So there's a lot going on in this heart chakra, this green center. Move up to the throat, which affects your thyroid gland. A lot of people have thyroid gland issues. My mother does, and she has a hard time expressing her truth. Anybody who I grew up getting sore throats like once a month. It was awful. And it's because I never felt safe enough to express myself, because these energy of these lower chakras, this feeling safe in the body, feeling good in the body, and being able to be yourself. If you're not allowing yourself to love yourself in this way, through that expression of feeling good, through that expression of being yourself, and not allowing yourself to speak on it, you're going to block that throat chakra, the energy of self-expression, and it's going to cause those physical disalignments and dis-ease. The third eye chakra really aligns with the third eye chakra is such a powerful chakra. It's when you allow yourself to see your life clearly. When you start to create these stories of illusion, which not only make you feel like shit, they're going to cause you physical headaches that make you feel like shit. You're not gonna be able to sleep well. And so when you can allow yourself to view your life through the perspective of possibility and the perspective of unlimited creation, you're gonna open that inner guidance system, that guidance that's going to direct you exactly how to live through this body, and exactly where to go, who to talk to, and really ultimately who you want to become through the expression of this body. The crown chakra is one of the most powerful chakras. It's going to connect you to the universal life force energy itself, which is where the Reiki energy starts and flows through the body. So when you open this crown chakra, you're connecting yourself to oneness, to this cosmic connection of all things, to spirit, God, all the words I could use to describe that. But this energy is coming through this crown chakra and coming into your body. So when you close off that crown chakra, not only is it going to limit yourself from feeling able to connect to others, because you're disconnecting yourself from that universal connection to all, you're going to create more headaches, of course. You're probably not dreaming, and you're probably having skin disorders. Skin disorders is one of the biggest disharmonies of the crown chakra.
Interesting.
And there's a lot more I could go into with all the chakras, but that's kind of like a brief overview.
Yeah. It's interesting just thinking about it from a more physical, because I think that a lot of people get kind of lost in like, oh, it's all woo-woo, it's not science and modern day thinking, but it really is perfectly in alignment with what we know about the human anatomy as well. The root chakra, it's fear, anxiety, insecurity. It's the same thing when you have weakened adrenal glands, so it's hand in hand with that. And again, weakened adrenals is fear and anxiety. So it's almost like these energy centers are what govern these endocrine centers, which are the generals of the body. Yeah. So for the sacral chakra, we got the testes or the ovaries. Right. You got the pancreas for the solar plexus, the thymus for the heart, which is really interesting to me.
You mentioned the thymus. Yeah.
And it's interesting because like the thymus is large when you're a child and it gets smaller as you get older. And we think about it, that's kind of what happens to our heart as we go through all the trials and tribulations of life. We close ourselves off and our heart gets smaller.
I love that.
And then the throat chakra, you mentioned with the thyroid, and I dealt with hypothyroidism very badly for a long time because I wasn't being authentic. I wasn't expressing my true self. I was afraid to do so. And so it is interesting. So do you think that like some chakras are more important than others, or is it really just about the balance of all of them?
I think that's a great question. I think all of the chakras are important. If you block one, you're blocking another one. Like if you're not expressing yourself, you're going to block your ability to feel creative.
Do you feel like that you have to become healthy in your root to kind of move up to these higher energy fields, or is it more of like holistic in nature of addressing all 7 simultaneously?
I think, personal opinion, I think to consider yourself as a fully healthy expression of your natural state of being, you're going to want a fully aligned chakra system. I do believe that as a child, we're born with a fully activated root chakra. And then as we grow into this adult stage of our bodies, of our being, we evolve through the chakra system. A lot of people never make it to the crown chakra. A lot of society is actually stuck in these lower chakras because they can't move up into their heart and they can't express themselves as truth. They're stuck in this egotistical way of life, this egotistical way of living, feeling like they have to be something they're not. Because when you tap into your heart chakra, you start to tap into your purpose and what drives you. And what happens is when you do start to activate that knowingness inside of why you're alive, your heart's going to lead you. But a lot of people, their feet, their lower half gets stuck and they can't get there because they're stuck in fear, which isn't allowing them to express this truth through the throat chakra. So it's limiting that ability to evolve through each chakra.
Man, it's so interesting, especially if we look at the colors they're associated with those lower. It's going to be the red, the yellow, the orange. And if you look at like fast food, it's all red, orange, and yellow. So it's all going to keep us trapped in the nature. You know what I'm saying?
You don't see no violet, pretty restaurant that's like,
no.
You know?
Yeah, they're not trying to get people enlightened out here. That's for sure. Cool. So what was your journey becoming a Reiki master? What was that like, and where are you kind of going with it?
I love that question. So my journey in becoming a Reiki master really started with having a lot of blocked energy centers, growing up through trauma, growing up through not expressing myself. I've had to release a lot of self-doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of creative repression, and viewing my the state of my childhood environment, I was like, awakening to, wow, my life doesn't have to look like that. I don't have to repeat these patterns of my family. And I was like, okay, what does that look like? And I started to meditate. I started meditating before I ever knew about the chakra system. Before I ever did yoga, I started meditating. And I have this really distant memory of me as a young kid, like closing my eyes and sitting in meditation for like 1 minute and just remembering. I will never forget that moment. And now when I was about 20, I started meditating, and through meditation, I started to feel this energy moving as I would breathe into it. I'm like, whoa, what's happening? And I started to ask questions. And through that, I started to read more books about chakras and about meditation. And the meditation books led me to the chakras. I started studying the chakras, started to really become familiar with this energy system before ever going out and teaching it or going out and talking to others about it. I was like, okay, I need to receive this and feel this for myself first. So through personal experience, I started to activate my chakra center. I remember as I was reading this beautiful chakra book, I would meditate and I would feel them spinning. And I was like, whoa, this is real. Like people can really access this in their own time with their own intention by actually seeking to discover themselves in a spiritual way. So through that, I was like, oh, I want to learn how to play with this energy. And I started reading the book Quantum Touch. And through reading that book, you learn how to move energy through your hands through breath work. It doesn't even have anything to do with Reiki. I didn't even know Reiki existed at that time. So I would do energy work on, my friend had a really tight shoulder, and it would always hurt him, and he couldn't move it, and he would complain about it every single day. And the second I did energy work on it and I was breathing into his shoulder and could feel the energy heating up in my hands, I felt the energy move, and then never heard him talk about his shoulder once after that. It was incredible. So then I started to hear the word Reiki, and I was like, what's Reiki? What's Reiki? And people were like, oh, it's energy healing. I was like, that's super cool. And when I moved to Tulsa, actually, I was like, oh, I want to try this. And I went and got into attunement, and I met this beautiful woman, and I was like, I want to learn how to do this. And through that, I ended up meeting my master. Her name's Janet. She's wonderful. She's in Tulsa as well. But I took Reiki level 1 and 2 within 2 months. I started practicing like the day after my first Reiki level training. And I've done over 100 people in less than a year.
Awesome.
So I haven't even been Reiki 1 certified. Oh, no, I've been Reiki 1 certified for over a year, but I've been doing Reiki for about a year and like 2 months. And I've done more Reiki than most Reiki masters that I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, and through that process, I kept expanding my practice, became a Reiki master, and it's just blasted me open, my intuitive abilities, my psychic abilities, from allowing that truth of the cosmic energy to flow through me into others. It's really giving me the vision to assist those people in a whole different level of awareness and insight.
So what's your opinion on, like, where does the physical come into alignment with the spiritual and the energy work? Like, do you think that it can just be can someone come see you and get all of their issues resolved through just Reiki, or do you think that there's a physical component that also needs to be met? What's your opinion on that?
I love that. Okay, beautiful. So first of all, I would say that when doing energy work, it's so important to be grounded in your body, because in order to pull the energy of spirit, of the spiritual realms, of the spiritual dimensions through your body, you have to be in the body. You can't just be living up here in the mind, thinking your way into drawing on the energy. You have to really sit and feel. And the only way to feel is to be present in the body. So a lot of people, you'll notice in society, a lot of people aren't feeling their emotions. They're so caught up in their minds that they don't even know how to feel what they're feeling in a truthful way. They just go through the motions like, I'm being pulled in every direction, but really you can control the way that you feel, right? But moving forward in your question, people come and get Reiki, and what happens is you open and you activate this energy system, and they feel this light. They're like, whoa, they can feel this light flowing through them. But what happens is we step back outside into a world of distraction, into a world of illusion, into a world of fear, and it pulls you away from that alignment. So that's why I recommend people come back for tune-ups every 3 months, because you can find yourself and just as easily lose yourself in this world that we live in.
Yeah. So what are some other things that people can do to keep themselves in alignment after they have a session?
Meditation, of course, number 1. Journaling. Journaling out your thoughts, that you're not sitting in this thought loop, but really journaling what you're thinking about yourself, and then alchemizing that into the truth. Because the truth is you're powerful, the truth is you're worthy, and the truth is you can create your own reality. And to really remind yourself of that. Also seek the wisdom of the direction you're trying to go. Like if you're like, I want to create this thing, well, read books on how to actually do so. Continue to fill yourself with the knowledge. Like, I can remove the blockages, but you just as easily can put them right back in, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that that's something that I see a lot in the spiritual communities is people want to go do Reiki, do yoga, implement these spiritual practices, but like to actually create the life that you want, there are these feminine characteristics of visualization and journaling.
Yes, yeah.
But you also need that masculine energy to come in and do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if you're not taking those action steps and actually making it happen, well, then it's really all for nothing.
100%. You can sit here and create thought forms and thought forms of thought, but if you aren't feeling what it feels like in the body to have those things, and then taking that action, you're not ever going to receive that.
Yeah. So do you have any like really cool stories or testimonies from people that you've worked with that would be cool to share?
I have so many. I could get real deep.
Yeah. Share a couple right off the top of your head that you feel like were really powerful.
Okay, one of the most powerful ones I think that you'll really like is this woman. She used to be in a really abusive relationship with a man. And they broke up. She spent like a year having nightmares every single night. She didn't want to go to bed. Like it'd be like 9 o'clock at night, and she'd be like, I need to do laundry right now, because she'd fear going to sleep because of her nightmares. She would like hear him taking a shower. She'd wake up and he'd be right there. Well, she got Reiki from me, and I opened that, cleared that third eye center, that crown chakra, so that she could really see clearly and not live in fear from all the blockage in her root chakra that she never had. She stopped having nightmares entirely after the Reiki session. She went to bed so peacefully, slept so good that first night. And then I talked to her actually recently, like a week ago. She's like, yeah, I still don't have nightmares.
Awesome. Very cool.
So that's one. It's another powerful one. I have a repeating experience with women. So I've had a lot of women come to me with really tight hips, just all of this sexual trauma, emotional blockages from not being able to express how they really feel, being repressed as a child, just this buildup of hip tension. many women have said that the Reiki has completely relieved that hip tension, and they still don't feel it. Like they're open and free to move in their hips, which is life-changing stuff.
That's awesome.
So.
I just think it's amazing how when you really address everything from a holistic approach, where you're addressing the body, you're addressing the mind, you're doing the spiritual work with like what you do, it takes all three. We want to separate
100%.
them like there's a difference from the physical and the spiritual, but it's all one. It's all interconnected. It's all one and the same. So that's why I'm really excited about what we are bringing to the table as far as this refreshed community, and we're offering the body, the mind, the spirit, even the relational aspect with learning communication, and offering all of these types of facilitating events within the community. So I know that you're going to be teaching about Reiki. I know you're going to be teaching other Reiki healers how to do Reiki.
Yes, very soon.
You're doing some workshops on the chakras. You're doing workshops on manifestation. Is that anything else that you plan on bringing to the table that you're excited to bring to the collective?
Ooh, let me process that. I just feel like there's so much that this community that we're building is going to be able to share with the collective. What else am I bringing? I mean, my music, my conscious music. So not only am I going to be certifying others on how to be healers, because I think the best leaders are those that are creating other leaders, truly. And so I not only am I doing Reiki and spiritual mentorship, but I'm making music, because music is one of the most influential things of our society. So I'm making conscious, intentional lyrics about awakening, about tapping into your spiritual self, about grounding into your body, meditation, chakras. I have all of these codes in my music to help you on your spiritual journey, which is going to be really fun.
And I love that, because really the music industry has turned music into a weapon that lowers the vibration of the collective, to keep people sick, to get people into the prison systems, doing all this low vibrational bullshit. So it's great that we have like you and Aaron coming up and repping some positive reinforcement, some positive vibes, and being focused on growth and healing and all that good stuff. So is there anything else that you'd like to share with the people to close this out? Anything else you want to get out there?
I want to talk about how amazing Matt Michaels is, first of all, because through my energetic healing and spiritual work, I was at this place with my body. I've been on my health journey for 4 years. And little did I know how I knew how connected the physical body was to the chakra system and to my emotions. But when you start detoxing your organs and all of the toxins out of your body, you're like, whoa, I have way more emotions stored in here than I could even comprehend, from the place of actually having dis-ease in my body. So I just want to share on that in my personal experience. Like, I had yoni pain for years, probably 5 years of just trauma on trauma and bladder issues. And I can guarantee and say this with full truth that I have zero issues and zero pain because of working with Matt and his ability to lead me in the right direction with my body through my own personal needs. It's not like you're coming out and you're like giving everybody the same other words, curriculum or same,
like cookie cutter.
You're not like, here, let's give the same protocol. Thank you. Protocol to every person. No, you're like customizing to the person's needs and to their actual, you're customizing to not only my own needs, but other people's needs, to bring them into the true health with their own authentic makeup in their body.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I think that's one thing that I've learned is I used to have everybody do the same thing, but everybody's different. Everyone needs something different. Everyone is unique in their genetic makeup. So we all require something different, which is definitely true. Man, see, I just fell off what I was saying.
So coming up, I have Reiki 1 and 2 level training classes in
That's
June.
great.
I'm so excited. So June 23rd, I'm going to do level 1 trainings. And then June 30th, I'm going to do level 2. So level 1 is kind of like the foundation of Reiki. Start getting started, getting introduced to the chakra systems. I'm also doing intuitive activation to teach people how to really intuitively know what it is they're feeling. And into level 2, it's more of a progressive class. So it's going to be teaching you how to really feel the energy that you're feeling, be able to read it and diagnose it, and be intuitively guided to know, oh, this energy is this in this person, and this is why it's blocking them. So it's going to be really powerful. And then we'll lead to the master classes that I have not organized yet, but they're coming. So if you're Reiki 2 certified, you get ready and strap yourself in for some Reiki master training.
Yes.
And then with the Skool community, we're doing workshops, like you said. I have one coming up on June 29th. It's all about manifestation. Okay, so if you're like, oh, I hear this word manifestation, I want to manifest my reality, tap in and let me give you the tools to actually accomplish creating your own reality.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. And I think that that's our goal altogether as a group, is we want to empower people to become their own healers, their own teachers, stop depending on others, and start tapping into that within yourself. So know what's good for you physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so we just want to help you up level every area of your life, heal yourself, become the best version of yourself. And thank you for watching.
yeah, thank you.